Hello and welcome to Puget Sound Garden Life. My name is Allison and I'm so excited to share with you my spring garden here near the Puget Sound. So I'm going to give you a little tour of what I've got growing and what we have growing in our spring garden and show you things that you can still plant and tell you about things that you could be planting next. So this area right here, we have two beds in these terraces. Our yard's pretty unique. It's a really sloped yard, so we have these terraces and we've broken down each terrace into a raised bed side and a mounded bed side. So here in this raised bed we've got sugar snap peas. These were started indoors late January and so they're doing really well. The peas down here were started in the ground, so they have been succession seeded so that we can have peas through a ongoing time frame. Also in this bed there are beets. So we've got some beets here and some beets there, and they're doing pretty well. I've already gone through and thinned them. I did plant these directly in the soil. You always want to plant your root crops directly in the soil instead of from starts. So some of these will still need to be thinned out a bit more, but for now they're doing great. Next to these beets, I've got a few different varieties of radishes. And again, you want to seed these directly in the soil. These will definitely need another little thinning here and there before I let them grow any bigger. Over here on the left, I've got some different cauliflower plants. So these cauliflowers in here were grown from seed in my seed starting setup in my garage. Back on the end here, I just planted today this yellow zucchini squash plant, and it is pretty early to be planting, but I was just so excited, and it's been so warm here despite the last few days that I just thought, what the heck, give it a go. I got it for $1.99 at the store, so we're just gonna give it a try, and if it doesn't work, then I've got others that I've started from seed, or I could just direct seed more and there'll still be plenty of time. So further down this way, that's all cauliflower. This is some top soy that I thought I would give a try to see to use as a green, but it just hasn't really done super well yet. I've never grown top soy before, so I didn't really know what to expect, but I'm going to give it some more time, and I think a few of the plants will turn out well. I've had a problem with a lot of my early crops bolting. So right here I've got some bok choy, and you can see it's already bolted. We had a super warm, probably about 2 weeks, a few weeks ago, and it just sent everything bolting. So this area gets really warm between the cinder blocks and these mounded beds. It just heats things up a lot more than I anticipated. So I'm letting these flower so the bees can enjoy them. And then also I'm thinking of just kind of eating some of the greens on here. I did plant some direct sow some. These were all started from indoor starts. So I've got some that I direct seeded, and we'll see how those go. But soon I'll be taking those out and putting in some other crops. Next to that, I have some kohlrabi. This is my first time growing kohlrabi. Kohlrabi is a crop where you're gonna eat the stalk, the root. This stalk down here by the ground swells up, and it kind of almost reminds me of like the stalk of a broccoli. And so you would cut it up and saute it and have it in a stir fry or something like that. And these are doing pretty well. I'm really excited to try those. They're super beautiful. If you come in and take a look, they've got these beautiful purple veins, and then the stalk down here is going to be purple. And it's just a really gorgeous plant right now. A little bit further down here, I have my bolted broccoli. Not all of these are bolted, but some of them are. You can tell they're bolted. Bolting is when your plant goes to flower before you really want it to, or it's still bolting even if you want it to. But so this is where the broccoli head should have developed as the plant matured. The plant should have been more close to this size before it started developing those flowers. So I am letting those stay there, and I'm hoping that it might develop some side shoots that we can harvest. And so not all of them have bolted. This one has not, so I'm just going to keep that going. I've intermixed them with some onions that I grew from seed. And these onions are looking a little floppy. I might come in here and cut the tops off of these just so that they can focus more on their root development. So that's all of what's down here is broccoli and onions. Hopefully soon we're going to see some nasturtium seeds popping up in these rocky corners of the retaining wall. Over here on my right is my carrot bed. I've seeded some carrots here and they have germinated. I've always really struggled with getting carrots to germinate, so I'm going to have to reseed in here because it didn't germinate as thickly as I wanted to. And then I'm going to be seeding another row right here so that we can don't have all of our carrots at once. Behind that, these are some Victoria blue salvia that I just planted. So those will have some tall blue flowers, probably about this high. And this will be where we grow our cucumbers. So it is a bit early, but I did just plant some cucumbers. So right here, these are a start I bought today from Fred Meyer Garden Center, and they are Market More cucumbers, and I've grown these before. They're great, and they were only $1.99, so I said, let's do it. If they don't do well, I can always plant the ones that I have in my seed setup, or I can just plant some from seed. So I'm going to intermix cucumber and salvia. And one thing that I learned last year is that I'm not going to plant all my cucumbers at once because all of my cucumbers ripened at once. So I'm going to be planting them, succession planting them, so that I have cucumbers for a longer period of time over the summer. Over here I've got a little columbine that I'm training to grow up this post. We just built this, so it's all brand new. And I'm really hoping this columbine takes off on this corner. I need to train it with a little string, but the garden to-do list never ends. All right, so behind me, you can see our second vegetable terrace, and we're gonna go take a look at what's growing over there. All right, so here we are on what I call my south terrace, and we have a dog who likes to get into the garden bed. So for now, we have this really easy chicken wire fence that we just wrap around here to keep her out of this. Otherwise, she's going to be nuzzling her nose into these beds every time I put in fresh fertilizer. So that's what that is. We're trying to soften up the stone look by adding some potted trees and potted shrubs. So this is a clearance lilac I got last fall for like $3. And then this terracotta pot, it's so gorgeous. I got this for free off my local Buy Nothing group. And so this whole ensemble here was $4. So you can't go wrong with that. All right, so let me tell you more about what I have planted in this area. So you can see I've got some marigolds. Those will stay here all season long. This is going to have either tomatoes or pole beans. I haven't decided yet what, so there's nothing really growing in here. Nothing really growing here on this side either, except for some zinnias that have reseeded from last year, which is super cool because all the soil on top of them is new fresh soil, so they've reseeded from below probably about 4 inches of soil. How cool is that? All right, so now back here I do have a few onions that I planted in here. They are not doing so hot, but I'm just going to leave them there, and if they end up not doing well, I'll plant something else. So way in the back here I've got some spring vegetables that have been planted for a while. These are 2 broccoli plants that I ended up moving from a much warmer spot so that they could get a lot more shade. This corner gets more shaded by these laurel bushes, so I moved these before they bolted to try to keep them a little bit cooler. So those are the broccolis. I've got some romaine head lettuce. It is looking absolutely gorgeous. I'm really excited about that. This is Lacinato kale, and in between the kale I have some arugula mixed in there that we'll be able to harvest that soon, and then this kale will grow all summer, and I'll probably even overwinter that kale so that we can have it this time next year. On the left here, we've got this little tiny lonely rhubarb, but it's great. It's doing fine. I've got some more kale over here. This is a blue curly leaf kale. And then I've got some teeny tiny broccoli starts, which I'm okay with the fact that they're teeny tiny right now. I'm hoping that because it's a little shadier over here, they'll do well and will develop into a mature plant before they develop their flower heads. Up here, I just planted today with my boys some Brussels sprouts, pardon me, and some snapdragons. Both were grown from seed in our garage. So Brussels sprouts are super heavy feeders along with other brassicas, so we made sure all of these were planted with fertilizer when we planted them. But these Brussels sprouts here are a full season crop, so we won't harvest these till late fall. Whereas the broccoli, those are a partial season crop or a half season crop, and we'll be able to plant something else after these have finished and put something else in their place.
Hi! These are what we're planting today. We're planting dot.
Brussels sprouts.
No, dot.
So the boys are here in the garden with me, going to help me, and we've been growing these Brussels sprouts. Show the Brussels sprouts, Finn.
And I'm
This is the Brussels sprouts.
That's right. Kellan's done a little bit of digging, and we are going to start off by putting some fertilizer in the hole. So I've got some Nature's Care all-purpose organic fertilizer from Miracle Grow, and I don't generally follow the guidelines because I'm kind of lazy. I just take a handful and spread it into the hole where I'm going to mix it. Brassicas are super heavy feeders. They really love all that nitrogen, and so I'm just getting that mixed up in the planting hole, and then we are going to pop one in there.
I love TV.
Finn, can you go grab the Brussels sprouts?
And I love TV.
Can you want to try to get one out of there?
Yes.
Okay, this one that I'm squeezing right here, try to pull it from the stem very gently.
Mom, you took its leaf off.
That's okay, that leaf was all done. Just be real gentle when you pull that out of there. Oh, that's wonderful. I love how gentle you're being. Here, I'll squeeze it from the bottom. You pull from the top.
Got it, Mommy.
Oh, there you go. Pull it on out. Pull. And yes! Great work, buddy. Okay. Now you got to kind of give the little roots a tickle on the bottom. Hold it over the soil so the soil...
Hi, this is what it looks like.
Yes, it looks fabulous.
And here are all the roots.
Okay. Meanwhile, the toddler is going crazy. Kellan, I need you to stop. No, thank you. All right. So
Stop working the video, Kellan.
tickle the roots and loosen them up. Yes. Get those roots all tickled. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Okay. All right. Go ahead and place it in the planting hole.
I'm trying to open this door.
Okay. Go ahead, Finn.
I'm trying to open the door,
Great.
Mommy.
Yeah. We want to get it down there. I'm going to get it a
Open the
little
door.
bit deeper. Want it down nice and
That's
deep.
what it looks. Mom, can you get the phone closer to this so they can see us doing it?
Yes.
This is
All right,
how we
go
do
ahead
it.
and cover it up.
Oh no.
This area also has some more snapdragons, and I will be planting a lot more of my winter squash, green peppers, green beans, all sorts of good stuff in here. And I can't wait as the garden grows to share all of that with you. Thank you so much for checking out my garden, and I can't wait to share other garden videos with you, like videos of my community garden where of course I have a plot there, and share our garden life with you because we love to spend time outside and really love to eat food that is nourishing for our bodies that we grew ourselves. We hope you have a wonderful day.